how many? So you have to live that. So you have to live that life. But as far as the music and the artistry, like it's understood. Like you might be singing a song that's been remade 10 times. Like you didn't write this song, but you did your thing with it. That's understood. Right? But the rap is like you got to write your own raps. You got to be out here in these streets. You got to be with these people. So I mean, I don't know. That's just me.
I think that the whole Drake comment, as in they said we were saying that gangster rap is different. We can't put gangster rap on the same line as Drake, and Drake is different, and that's why he's been successful as he is. But I think it goes back to the fact that Drake had a mentor, someone to direct him in the game. And I think the fact that he's successful, the way the level of success now is because of that mentor. Somebody, when he came in, guided him through where he needed to go. And now he's not in that same ball field as the other ones because he had that mentor, somebody to guide him, to show him, hey, don't do this, don't do that, because if you do this, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yo, what's good? Welcome everybody to another episode of Apartment 4A. Fellas, how y'all doing?
Blessed and highly favored.
There you go. Yeah. Jonathan is looking. Stewart is over there. Got his glasses on, computer up. He ain't paying attention.
I'm working, but I'm here. I'm good.
That's good, man. It's good to see y'all. We back at it for the month of April. Got a real good topic, real interesting topic, especially for the three of us, because we all have hit the wonderful age, and we've talked about it in these last couple of episodes. We've hit the wonderful age of 40, and like the topic say, are we in a midlife crisis or are we in a midlife clarity? What are we doing here, man? What's going on?
I think we in the whole midlife clarity. We pivoting. We are preparing for that next level. We did the things that we did to get us where we are, and we have an understanding of where we want to go, and we making those decisions that we can all the things that we thought about, the things that we wanted to do, we in the process of doing. Okay. Some people may see it as a crisis, as in this person is flipping out. This person is stressing out. But I see it as it's a progression.
Okay. J.K., what you got?
Are we in a midlife crisis or progression?
Clarity.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Maybe I get clarity on what it is later on. Right, guys.
It sounds like you in a crisis, brother.
Yeah, you need some help.
I'm getting an understanding.
It sounds like the house is on fire. You trying to figure out, should I grab the J's or should I grab the computer? You sit there trying to figure out which one to grab.
I feel you, man. It's rough. So, and I like to say that I'm kind of in a clarity as well, but I can kind of see what some folks may think is a crisis. So if we think about what midlife crisis is and how people look at it, is there anything that you are currently doing or something that you did in the last year that might be considered, hey, you in your midlife crisis, what you doing? I can say mine is pretty obvious right on top of my head. I ain't never grew my hair out, and I ain't had a haircut in a while. And, the twists and stuff, every time somebody see me like, oh, so you growing your hair out? I say, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
I ain't gonna blame. I grew mine out too, but I ain't gonna blame it on Chris because that's done at least almost 3 years ago. So it'll be 3 years.
Everybody midlife crisis don't start at the same time.
Some people are mature or older in the spirit sense, so they probably start 3 to 5 years earlier than everybody.
I started growing the hair out. Be 3 years in September, but I did get the color in January when I turned 40. So
See, so
yeah,
color in your hair for midlife crisis is right, because your
that
hair and
ain't
your beard two
that
different
ain't the
colors.
only thing, but we're gonna go with that one for right now. Later on in
Okay,
the chat, we might talk about some other stuff.
Terrence, anything that you did?
Yeah, I can see how some people can say you must be going through a crisis right now because what you're doing doesn't seem like it makes too much sense to leave a good paying job to go out and start your own business at this time frame. Some folks may be saying, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything all right with you?"
Hey, it is, man. Thank everybody for joining us. If you got a midlife crisis that you may be going through, put it in the chat. We'd love to hear what other people. I ain't gonna say you going through a midlife crisis. What other folks might think is a midlife crisis. And there's a lot of those things. Sometimes it's stuff that we buy, stuff that we grow, stuff that we change into. You know, some people probably say me. I turned 40, and then I went back to school. It's like, hey, I could have got a master's a long time ago, and now I'm deciding to go back. I know folks say, "Oh, it's never too late to go back," yeah, but at some point you gotta.
Gotta think.
I can't even knock that right. I've been thinking about it hard,
Yeah,
but
see,
I also realized that I didn't do what I should have done when I went to school for them 20 years that I went. So so now it's like
And my
go
My
ahead.
thing is, I don't think I need to go back to a school, but I am getting certifications. I am getting other things that I probably wouldn't thought about getting 5, 10 years ago. But I think that it'll make me a more well-rounded business person if I get it. So
so
I can see that.
I'm glad you said this. So let me ask you a question about that. Because
Yes,
I've
sir.
been thinking about going back to get my master's, like Rod and stuff. And I taught myself in it, then I taught myself out of it. So I got 5.5 years to retire. And I spread this around and I tell everybody this because they said, you ain't gonna retire. Yes, I am. So my thoughts are at this late in the game, what is the master gonna help me if I already plan on retiring?
So when you retire, just because you retire from the state, don't mean you're gonna stop working. That's
I ain't gonna stop working, but I'm gonna do something so. I'm gonna do a job that if I ain't there today, they ain't gonna miss me.
well. I think if you get your masters, you'll do something a little more. I think
I don't know. Well,
I don't
right
think you'll
now,
go back and get your masters just to
Just to
work
have
at
it on the shelf.
right
yeah.
now, I gonna be a bus driver and a door greeter at Walmart,
Now with your masters,
just so I
man.
can pay for my life insurance and stuff like that,
If
health
you was to
insurance.
go back and get your masters, you're gonna try to do something with it. I
You gonna
guarantee
you
you.
gonna you gonna start that splinter van business when you get your master's. So you probably want to go back and get your MBA so you can master business and you can start that splinter van business and go from there.
Do I want that though? Do I want that?
I
Do I
don't
want that?
know. I guess that's what you need to figure out.
That's why I've been talking myself in and out of it because I'm like, do I really want that? Do I
That's
really want
part of
that?
it, man. It's trying to figure out is it clarity or is it crisis? Are you doing it because you 40 and you just feel like you need to do something? Or are you really opening your eyes to something new? And are you trying to actually adventure out into a new horizon?
Well, I guess I still ain't got no clarity.
Once again, it sounds like you in crisis mode.
This is-
You have a fire sale. Everything must go.
Everything. You can't stay here. You gotta get up out of it. So when we think about going through so I'm gonna tell you one joke first before I ask this question. I say it's a joke. No, I'm gonna say this first. When you think about how we all grow, and now that we're 40 and we're adults per se, when did you realize that you was an adult?
when did
Yeah, when did you feel like, I'm an adult? Like, this is it. Ain't no going back. Ain't no, this is it. I'm an adult.
I think it was that rent started going.
I mean, you got rent before you were 21.
I had rent at 18.
When I first wrote that check for rent, and it wasn't from any kind of school loan or nothing like that.
So you say when you had to pay your bills, real bills, not
Real
that's when you
bill,
realized you were grown.
real bill. When you had to pay electric and water, and then I got a car. I had to pay a car note fully, not just partial, fully. And I had to pay the car insurance myself.
I my thing was I really enjoy changing up jobs, changing up careers, is doing something different. Well, I think I hit adulthood when I said, should I do this right now? I got a lot more responsibilities right now. Is it smart to move the way I moved back then now
Yeah.
when I thought about others than just myself?
Mm.
Man, I felt like an adult. Uh, Truly, when we got ready to build our house, we had a little legal troubles, and I had to go get a lawyer. I was like, oh, like this is what grown folks do. Grown folks go get lawyers and take care of stuff. Young folks, I just meet you outside. We'll figure this out.
We can get them hands together. Say,
Well, I
bro,
went and
man.
got yeah, I'm with you, man. I went and got an actual lawyer to say, hey, this is what I got going on. Nah, Willie ain't sleep, Keith. He out there being an adult. I think he got the keys.
he making adult decisions right now. He deciding a peace over fun.
Yeah. He out there being an adult. We all go through our crisis. Some people buy cars. Some people grow hair. Some people have babies. Whatever.
Some people have babies at 40 plus.
So, to each his own.
Now you just got to move a little bit differently.
Move a little different. But yeah, for me, man, when I had to get a lawyer, I was like, yeah, I'm an adult now. Ain't no more. I'm just gonna talk it out. Ain't no more. I'm gonna knock on this man door, and he gonna have to listen to me. It's like, nah, you just talk to my lawyer. I ain't gonna even talk to you.
I don't think I ever had that.
So you felt like you was an adult when you got married?
When I got married,
Mm-hmm.
well, I didn't get a lawyer as soon as I got married.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You were married before you started building the house, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't feel like an adult before you went up and said, I do?
Nope.
Nah, I was still trying to figure that thing out.
and still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Marriage don't make me no adult. Now, a child may change a little bit. Like when I had Cedric, some stuff shift for sure. But just
then,
married, I just had somebody to run the streets with me. It was.
And then
So
again,
who was the first? Who was the first marriage? JP or Terrence? Was it Terrence?
yeah, I think I was the first. But JP was the first on kid.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to think when did we all just decide that we was like, oh,
So speaking of I'm gonna tell you what this young lady told me at church. She is 17, I think. She's a junior in high school. She works at Burger King. I said, "Oh man, you work at Burger King? Have y'all?" I've seen a couple of Burger Kings close around the area. So I'm like, "How y'all doing? Y'all get plenty of people come through?" And she say, "Yeah, we get plenty of old people come through. 30s, 40s." I said, "What old people?" Hey,
It's like
30s, 40s.
funny you said that. I had somebody come to my office, one of the coworkers, and he said, "Where you from?" And I said, "I'm from West Point, Mississippi." He said, "Oh, I know some people from up that way." And he like, "This up around Columbus." I said, "Yeah." And he said, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm 40." And he said, "Oh, you don't know the people I know. Hey, younger. You old." I was just
Man,
saying.
we almost missed the Sunday school lesson arguing with that young lady about who being old.
But I can't remember me at 18 or 19 or 20 saying 40 was old. I can't remember because now I feel like 40 ain't old.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
In
don't feel like it now.
we don't
But
feel like we're old. But when I started seeing 25, 26 year olds and under and all that, and they were as kids that I seen babies like Terrence baby and Josh babies all graduating. Like
Graduate, man.
maybe I see my classmate got grandkids.
Whew.
yeah,
Maybe,
that's when I think there you go. That's when I feel like I was old. When I
yeah.
have some classmates with grandbabies, they saying I'm pawpaw now. So
Oh
ooh,
no.
we graduated
And,
together.
and you do the because I did the math because I'm like we've been out of school 24 I mean 23 years. It's 23 years.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
21.
22,
22.
22,
22.
22 years, 22 years,
Oh
and then
03.
you like,
Yeah,
okay, if they graduated and then had a child, then they
nah,
would
but most of these people had a child when they was in high school.
Yeah.
The ones that I know that are grandparents, they had kids in they junior, senior year. So
they
now you gotta they
but if you think about it, if they had a child once we graduated, that child would be what 22, 23, 21,
Mm-hmm.
22.
yeah.
They could have had a 2 year old, 3 year old by now. And
Yeah.
so that would be a grandparent. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I really ain't really think about it like that, but
And that's
yeah.
why you didn't have kids when you was in high school. So you had to be no granddaddy right now.
But when I really realized that I was a little bit more mature is when I was looking up a kid information and they was born in 2003. I'm like, I'm old. I was graduating high school when you was born.
Listen, I was talking to a girl at work and two young ladies. And she was one young lady, yeah, I went to Southern Miss. I said, okay, when did you go? When did you go to Southern Miss? She said, oh, I came down in 2011. I said, man, I was leaving Hattiesburg in 2011. And the other little girl say, yeah, I was a ninth grader in 2011. Ninth grade? What you? Girl said she was in ninth grade. I said, get your
I
young tail
seen
back in your office.
I seen a kid in Walmart that rode my bus when he was in elementary school. And I said, well, how old are you now? He said, I'm 26.
Oh goodness.
See, that's
That
how
would,
you know. That's how you know you're old. When you sit
yeah, that
around here
would
talking about other folks, like, oh, how old is you? You what?
that would have made me feel real old. Goodness.
Right.
So how do you feel about, or how do you deal with things? Think about it now. When we were 20, 21 in college, we were happy just to go to the mall and buy a new button down or, a new polo shirt to wear to the good old high hat, or whatever the case it was. But, we didn't really have the money to buy a lot of those extracurricular things, the shoes, the gaming systems. No, now as an adult, you got the money to do that type of stuff. Do you feel like when you buy those things, do you feel like you feeling a void? Do you buy stuff because you wasn't able to get stuff when you were younger, or you
I
just buy
still don't buy
whatever you
those.
want whenever you
I,
get ready?
I still don't buy those things now. So, so it's kind of hard to say.
Okay. So this is what I buy a lot of stuff that I shouldn't buy that I don't need to buy because I want it. Because I'm grown and I can get it. But growing up, my mom, if you couldn't get your shoes from McRae's, Sears, J.C. Penney, or something like that, where she had a card, you couldn't get the shoes you wanted. It was only those places where she had those little charge cards that you can get shoes. And so now I feel like I just make up for it because I just buy, if I see a pair of shoes I want, I just and I ain't gonna buy it outright because I don't do that. I ain't that crazy. I do after pay. Uh,
So you pay a little more for the shoe to make you feel better.
Nah, and you don't pay no interest in that. No. You just break it down in four payments. It make it feel better.
Oh, as long as you pay
You
within
you
four
buy
payments, you don't have to pay
yeah.
no interest.
If you buy $100 pair of shoes and you paying it $25 every 2 weeks, it's like you ain't really paying $100 right off the bat. Don't judge me for my discussion of that because I love Apple Pay and I'm a stand
Hey,
beside.
if it makes sense to you, it makes sense, brother.
You
It's just
ain't have. Do
not
you
me.
have any Apple products? That's the only Apple product you have is Apple Pay.
No, no. Apple is after.
Oh, After Pay. I thought you said Apple Pay.
Mhm.
Okay.
No, no, I don't have that Apple. I don't deal with Apple. That's how I always say. I don't do that.
I
Not
think I think I go kind of back and forth with it. Sometimes I buy stuff and it's like I don't really need it, but I wanted it because I didn't have it. And then sometimes it's like, man, I don't need this stuff, man. I ain't about to get it.
But you know what? I realized that a lot of us are different. Like you would probably buy more electronic stuff that you need, that you want, and don't necessarily need.
Yeah.
I would buy more shoes or something like that, something that I want that don't necessarily need. And it's all in the same little category, but we just do it differently at different things. There's some people who splurge on food. Me, give me a four for four from Wendy's, I'm all right. Or a a 2-piece combo from the Popeyes. I'm good. I don't have to splurge on food. But some people like they. As a matter of fact, I was talking to somebody the other day, and we was talking about trips. And my thoughts are, if I'm going on a trip, we could eat a bougie meal, as I call it. Go to one of the restaurants that we don't have around and spend now my limit $30, but we can go to an expensive restaurant. And I'm gonna stay under my budget. I order the chicken tender and fries because I'm comfortable with it. But for me, if I'm going on a trip and I like to enjoy the environment. I'm more of a shopping and enjoy the environment type person. I'm not going there for the food. I can eat at the house. So just we spend money in different places on what we like, what we enjoy.
I guess when I go out, I like to eat nice. I like to go to nice restaurants. I like to do crazy, unique things. So I guess that's where I spend my money at.
But see, I don't mind doing the unique. Nah, I ain't bungee jumping or nothing like that. But I don't mind going to explore the fun side of stuff. But me, I don't have to eat. Some people like if we go in this place, we ain't going no places we gonna eat at the house. Not me. I can go to McDonald's and get a breakfast. I can go to McAllister's and get lunch. I don't need all the expensive food because that ain't what the trip is for to me.
So, well, let me ask y'all this. I mean, I see what you're saying. I'm with Terrence. When I go places, I do like to eat places I haven't eaten before. If I go out of town, I try not to go, to Applebee's and any regular local restaurants we have. But if that's what's open, like I'm not gonna starve because the place I want to go is closed. I'm gonna go to what's open. So that is what it is. But because we are older, and is it just because we're older or because our parents didn't do it as much? Do we tend to travel more now just because we're older or because we didn't when we were younger?
I think a little bit of both. I think it's a combination of the two, where you probably didn't do it with your parents, but also you have the resource to do it, and you just want to either expose your kids to it, or you just want to enjoy yourself.
Okay, okay.
Well, I can't. We didn't travel much when I was a child, and I do a little traveling now, but not as much as I want to. I've been trying to go to Miami for the last 20 years.
You better
Uh,
hurry up and go.
I do plan. I had side note, I had all the stuff put in the cart to go in September, and I backed out of it because I'm trying to do some other stuff, and I said I can't afford that, so I backed about it. That was me
Told you,
making a grown man decision,
being
Rod.
an adult, being an adult.
Me being an adult.
They
But
didn't
if
have the
we had,
after. They didn't have the afterpay for it.
it's the only reason I did. I'll be honest with you, Taylor. If they had
Put
came
the
up,
thing up in 4 payments.
I would have. I actually just closed it off my screen yesterday because I let it sit up for a while I pondered on some things. But that window didn't pop up for me to use. But yeah, I think that if I had the chance, though, I would really love to travel. At this point in my life, I don't necessarily be wanting to go alone, but I also just don't want to take anybody to travel with because it's stuff that I like to do that I don't want to have to argue with somebody like they don't want to do that. Like I said earlier, if I want to go to just go to Wings for the night and be done, I don't want to have to argue because we got to go somewhere that we had business. So
Okay, welcome, Coach, Mr. JP. You know, knocking down thy enemies. Luke 19:41 and 44.
I got
Tell
to
me,
read
man, you know, tell me, what have you done? We've kind of answered this. As you get close to 40, you almost there. You almost there. Are you doing anything that you can feel like that other people can feel like might be part of a midlife crisis?
Oh, wait a minute. You said, am I doing? Say that again.
Are you doing anything that other people might consider that you're going through a midlife crisis? The other, like, let's say you bought a Challenger.
Let's say you bought a Tundra, a 2026 Tundra. I'm not saying you did, but let's say you bought one.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning.
What's up, man? What's up? How old are you?
That fella getting big.
Yeah, he is. Tell him how old you are.
How old are you?
No, they asked you how old are you.
Oh,
How old are you?
5.
5. Yep. Your daddy going through midlife crisis.
You about to hit kindergarten. You about to get into course school.
Huh?
I just magic took it off.
Yeah, you did do a magic trick for him.
What is he eating? Is that Wendy's?
Nah, French fry, no Wendy's.
Oh.
Yeah, you could say
You can say it 2026.
nah, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. But I can say no, not really. Not on my end. I'm actually kind of throttling down. So I wouldn't say mine is in that nature.
Have you made any major life decision that somebody would say, "Hey, you look like you're going through a midlife crisis"? Outside of it, may not be a large purchase, but you made, or you think about making, you made a major life decision where people say, "Oh, why are you doing that right now?"
I can't hear them.
No, you can't hear him because I got my headphones on.
Can I hear them?
No, you don't need to hear him.
No.
Oh, now, let me see. That's a good question, man. That was a hardball question.
What are you doing up in the middle of the night?
In the middle of the night, I don't know what your mom and daddy be doing.
My wife said, "Hello, everyone."
Hey,
She done ran off.
Tell her she can come around the camera.
She done took off running. She done got her purse.
I make a happy plate.
You made a happy play. Congratulations, man.
Make a happy plate.
Good job.
Got the sun. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Tell her she can't come to bed unless she come say something on screen.
See you later, Mom.
They said you can't go to bed unless you say something on screen. And then the door slams.
I want to hear them. Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
What are you doing in the middle of the night?
I don't know what they be doing at night.
Okay. What about you?
Sleep.
Getting ready for work.
If you went to the Nugget or Chuck E. Cheese, Oh, wait, you like your Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese, most definitely, 100% Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
All right, let me go. Let me handle it. Okay, go with your sister.
You can get back to me.
Yeah, I'll let you talk to him when we get done.
Okay.
All right, be careful. All
I
right.
better watch my stuff.
Um.
I better watch my stuff, do I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um. But well, all right. So yeah, you can say extravagant purchase could result in what seem as if I'm going through a midlife crisis, but no. And then so I'm saying I don't think I've done anything to grant it or show that I'm going through midlife crisis. If anything, I'm actually trying to settle down and get close to retirement so I can sit my butt down. Uh, yeah, only thing I probably can say I've actually been trying to do a better job of walking and exercise, but I don't know if that'll be considered a midlife crisis.
Yeah, I think that's a good midlife crisis when you say your exercise is walking. I got this walking regiment where I try to get at least if I get 5 miles and I'm getting it. Y'all, but do y'all remember when we was younger and we see people? They said I gotta get my walk in today, or you see them walking around the track and whatnot.
Walking track and
That's
walking
us.
around the mall, just getting them steps in.
I know going to the mall just to walk.
Yep, try working on your abs a little bit more. Just try to get that reduce that dad bod. So that's probably about the only thing I can say.
Well,
But
since you talk about health, what at the young age 39, 40, going into what was a health wake up? Like what was something that happened that made you go, hey, I need to do something different. My body ain't bouncing back like it used to.
I got the gout. I got the gout. And my foot, I couldn't walk. That made me say, all right, I need to do some self evaluation. During practice, one couple times, I was running back and forth and tried to show an example on some things and rolled my ankle pretty good to the point I thought I was gonna have to shoot it off, and it still haven't healed, and my knees hurting pretty good now, and I'm just I can't do it like I used to.
Can't do it.
Stand up late and trying to stay up late and then get up and go to work. Can't do it. I need the bed. 9 o'clock, I'm in the bed sleep. Little things like that, man.
That good old famous old person saying, I just can't do it like I used to.
Can't do it like I used to, man.
What about y'all, Terrence, Jonathan? Anything health wise that made you go, hey, I'm 40 now. This ain't gonna work.
Wait. Before y'all answer this question, my auntie sent me a very hateful text and conversation on my 39th birthday. And before y'all answer it, she said, all right, you turn 39, you're close to 40. Make sure you start ironing your clothes more. Make sure you keep your hair cut more. Make sure you have yourself in very healthy exercise and doing all this stuff. And she sent me all that. I'm like, God, dog, I thought I was doing at least half of it. And but she kind of got out for me pretty good. And but the reason was, she said, usually, like we talking about the midlife crisis, people get to having self-pity off of little things, and they start taking them for advantage. And I said, well, that makes sense. But she hurt my feelings pretty hard on my birthday, though. She destroyed me.
Hey, she made you think. That's good, though.
Nah, that wasn't good. My bad, Terrence J. Kid. Right, y'all go ahead.
He sound pretty sad.
Yeah, it sounds like you still hurt.
Right.
Oh,
You still
I kept it to the PG version. I didn't even
look.
go to PG 13.
It's a
What she
little.
really said, I'll tell you afterwards.
Get
No,
your
I'm not even
lazy
gonna.
tail up, iron your own clothes.
I'm not even gonna repeat it. It was bad, man. It hurt my feeling. Like, damn, man, I a stepchild or something. God
Yeah,
damn.
gotta fix them
I thought
benches
I.
in that church.
Don't let the thing just be all raggedy and broken.
Got to be
Yeah,
fixed. You 40 now.
Got to put some attention to it.
man, what?
Got to put some money in their pocket. They just can't be around here
That's
broke.
right. That's
They
right.
be having them broke benches in church.
Yeah. 40. That funky 40 ain't gonna cut it no more.
What was the question, Rod? JP took us to a whole nother area. We went to a dark place. Trying to figure
Now
out what
that you
he said to him.
see, we maybe need to throw some mental health in here too. But
I
now
know,
that you're
right?
40, what are some health things or health issue that you might have had that made you go, I just can't do it like I used to?
I told y'all about the one where the doctor told me I need to I could have been in the hospital, but in the past 5 years or so, I was diagnosed with ADD. So and I take my medicine here and there, but lately I realized I have to be extremely consistent with it. If not, I'm gonna have a real bad day, and the kids ain't gonna like me if I'm
We
not
seen the picture.
if I'm not having a consistent balance of my medicine. Where I think I always had it in my 20s and 30s. Hey, I was good. I can operate however I want to operate. Throw a little Red Bull in there, throw some coffee. I can rock on. In my 30s, I realized, hey, I need to get this looked at. And then after 35, I realized I need to get serious about this. Now I know I have to be consistent. If I'm not consistent, I'm not productive.
Yeah. J Key?
I fell down some steps.
At the church.
That's all I'm saying.
I feel you.
It changed everything. I even take my blood pressure medicine every day.
Look at you.
And you know how grown I am. I went to the doctor last week and told him I took myself off 3 of my blood pressure pills. And normally I would have just said, "Yeah, I've been taking that. Yeah, I've been taking that."
You told him the truth.
I told him the truth
And
because
stood on
my
business.
blood pressure was good.
And stood on business.
My blood pressure was good, and I stood on there and I told him, "Yeah, I took myself off because I was on 6 pills." So I took myself. I said I took myself off the heart pill. I took myself off this. I took myself off of that. And he said, if your blood pressure wasn't looking as good as it is right now, then I will put you back on all of it. But I was consistent with the 2 pills that I kept, and well, one of them is combined. It's actually 3 pills, but one is combined into one. And so I've been on a good cycle, and I need my glass all the time because I can't see. I
Yeah,
can't see. Everything a little blurry without my glasses.
Yeah, you can't see.
Uh,
yeah.
I used to go weeks without wearing them glasses. Why?
Yeah.
You got them old eyes now.
I got to see it a little clear.
But see, like I said, you can't see it, but I got the zoomed up side on my text message. So people 5 rows back can see what I'm texting.
Read everything.
Do not talk about how you ain't old yet, because the way you just looked at your phone was exactly how my mama look at her phone when she's trying to read something.
Yeah, I mean,
You went way like you You might not be 40, but you
he's
keep
up.
You got 40 tendencies. You got 40 behaviors.
hey, man. Hey, I ain't trying to hide it, man. People in the back can see my text message.
Yeah.
And I had to get it in and double check it and look at it. Shoot.
I met this old guy I used to work with. He said, Jonathan, he said, when I was younger, I put it like, yeah, this is what he said because I'm trying to think. Should I say this on the
No, don't
podcast? But
say.
but yeah, it's okay. He said, John, when I was younger, I love sex. He said, I love it. He said, but now all I need is a good book and a bowel movement, and I'm good. And
That's
at
my
the
release.
time, I did understand it. But when you go a few days without that good bowel movement, you
Ooh,
realize that you
that's
really are.
old up, boy. That's
You know
old.
what? I'm I'm praying for to be regular.
Man, but thank everybody for watching. Y'all put something in the chat that make you feel or make you know that you are getting older. What is something that you do or something that happens to you that you be like, man, that's it. I done got a little older. I think for me, one of the things is, of course, everybody got the knee thing. You feel the knee might be popping or whatever. I think
Man, I
for
can't
me,
run or jump no more. That bothers me.
You said you can't run on jump.
I can't run or jump because of my knee. And I feel like if some get after me, they just got me.
That bothered me for you. I'm feeling
That
bad
that
for you,
really
brother.
bothers me. That really
well,
bothers me.
that sounds like I need to go a lot more places with Jonathan. So if something happen,
We
one of
know,
us gonna get
we know
away.
we gonna get away. We gonna really take one for the team.
This is real life. I really can't run. I can't run. I
I
can
think
walk.
for me is when the little kids start to talk about what's old and what ain't old. You think you still you feel like you still kind of up to date with things that's going on, and you hear little kids talk about different stuff or new things. You be like, what is that? Oh no, well, don't nobody like one of those things is, and it's simple because we do it all the time. It's Facebook. Man, you talk to somebody 18 years old, younger, they like, ain't no Facebook account. Nobody be on there. That's what old folks be on Facebook. And we be on Facebook all the time, stuff like that. Just kind of as new technology, new things kind of come out, and we just not, on par with it. It's like, dang,
They
another one
think
done got by
Facebook.
me.
They think Facebook for old people. They need to think about MySpace.
Well, don't nobody use MySpace today.
You know what I'm saying? Black Planet, all that old stuff.
Real.
I got one for us. All right. And they're going back to following the fashion trend. We'll wear the joggers, we'll wear our clothes a little loose or whatever. The tightness of these jeans and jogging pants.
And suits.
And suits.
And tuxedos.
So I'm not saying I've went all the way to the tightness, but
You fit it though.
I'm fitted. It's one of them, but at the end of the day, like you said, because you hear the kids talk about us, I be relaxed in my joggers, whatever. They try to get off on me or whatever. And, I get in my feelings a little bit about it. So I had to snap back a little bit, and before I know it, I'm finna choke one of these suckers. But so
my thing with fashion that's kind of got me as it changed. Like I remember going to school or going to church, and you dress to the T, tie, socks, pants all the way down. Now they flooding. They want to show their ankles off. They ain't showing no socks. They don't have no socks on.
They don't have
no socks.
No socks. Yeah, they wearing capris, and I'm like, wait a second, when did this?
You know what? You know what's crazy about that? I used to hate it when they first started doing it. I hated it, and now I'm like, it don't look so bad on some folks. But let me tell you what changed on me. Just like JP was saying, is I used to wear my suits with the pants with the big wide leg because I liked them. I don't like them kind of suits no more. I don't like to walk in my pants leg just flapping back and forth like this no more. I be like, man, this is so old school. The long one thing I used to love is the long jackets. I want them jackets to go down to my knees with the
Steve
feet
Harvey
down in
jackets.
the front. don't give me that. I lost 40, 50 pounds, and
You
now
want
I'm
to show
into
off that
like,
body.
let me do a little slim fit now. If it fits a
Yeah.
little bit.
You want to show that frame off. I hear you, Keith.
It ain't there yet, Taylor. But when it get there, get there.
They
Everybody
gonna
I
gonna
know
want
it.
see.
I want to be one of them folks who can wear the suit without the shirt, or the wear the shirt with with the
All,
shirt half button and half open type stuff. I want to get there. I ain't got there
all the
yet.
All
taco
the
meat
chest
be
hairs
out.
out.
I
Taco
shave it.
meat for
I
everybody.
shave. I shave it. I don't keep the. And that might be something that y'all start doing in y'all 40, but I always keep it shaved.
I never. I shave a hair when I go to the pool once a year.
Chest
I'm
hair.
wrong with
We're
that.
talking about chest hair.
I look
We're
like
talking about chest hair. I
Put the
always
I,
shave
disclaimer
chest
out there.
I
We're
look
talking
I,
about
I look
chest
like
hair.
Wolfman year
Chest
round.
hair.
I
I
ain't
always
ashamed of
shave.
it.
I
And, and when
I
I
always
when I go to
shave
a water park and I forget and like, whoa, why everybody looking at me?
chest.
That's my bush. And I'm happy about it.
I mean,
But you know what
fashion.
about the clothes? It's not that it's not that I guess I'm shifting to that stuff now. If you when you buy new stuff, there's no they don't have
Yeah.
the regular fits. It's hard to find the regular fits, the straight legs and everything. It's like you have slim, extremely tight, and you have a small little section of regular people clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
true.
how Old Navy was. I used to buy all my jeans for Old Navy. I had every pair of the wide leg jeans it was, because they only had like four different styles. And every time that's what I bought. And now I'm, I like a little slimmer fit sometimes.
Because you're gonna have that's the only thing you got. If
Yeah.
you want something with a little style.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Slim
pretty
fit,
much.
straight leg. Mm-hmm.
Them wide legs, they all the same.
They have a really good athletic fit that I enjoy. Where it's not super tight, but they have that elastic in there where you can it looks like it's tight, but you can move around.
Yeah. Karen said, "What about food?" So, I'm wondering, Karen, what you saying? Are you asking foods that we can't eat anymore, foods that we eat that we didn't eat, or are we more inclined to try more things now that we got older? Or are we eating less things? I
If we
I
talk
know
about
from
food that we didn't eat, I didn't eat cabbage, but now I eat cabbage.
yeah, there's a lot of things I eat now that I didn't eat when I was younger. But I will say this: now that I'm older, um, I don't buy many off-brand things. I feel like I work hard to buy brand name stuff, so that's what I want.
Hey, no,
Give me
no,
the great value any day.
no. You right about that, Rod. You work for it. You should taste it. Enough said. You right
Yeah,
about that.
I work hard, man. If I want Jiffy instead of Great Value, I'm buying the Jiffy peanut butter. I ain't
And they gonna feel shame about it.
not at all. I don't care nobody think. Oh, y'all got Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops too.
What it
Frosted
say?
flakes every once in a while.
Quantity better than quality. That's true. That's true. I'm a yep. I'm not gonna get deep into it, but yes, I just can't go back to the
I get it.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
It's even water. I don't
Oh, we listen. Karen, she on here. I went to Costco's on Monday, and Karen said, "Well, we in Costco, get us a case of water." I said, "Okay." I get in Costco's, and all they had was Kirkland water down the aisle. So I called Karen. I said, "Look, all they got is Kirkland water. It's like $6. You get like 100 of them." And Karen say, "Nah, don't worry about it.
yeah.
I
It's
do.
just Kirkland." She's like, "Nah."
Y'all honestly taste different than water.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
initially you
water
do,
tastes
but if
different.
you
Yes.
start drinking it for a long period of time, you don't taste it anymore. But if you ever switch up something you always got, for the longest, I hated the sun. Oh, I hated this with passion. But now, Lori used to drink it all the time, so now I'm okay with it.
Well,
I
you
don't
drink
I
it
don't taste
because
the difference.
boss lady drink it.
I go to the Dollar Tree and buy them long little things for $1.25, and
Cause that's what you drink.
I don't
Stop
see.
drinking them. No, stop drinking them. Start drinking something else, and you go back and get
I
one.
drink. I mean, I drink whatever. I like. I go to Walmart. If I'm at Walmart, they have them for $1.82. I think I buy them. I just buy whatever cheap. I buy the little 6 packs for $1.25 from
See
the
you
Family
buy,
Dollar.
see you
I
buying
don't.
the cheap water. All you gotta do is for like 2 months buy like Aquafina,
Some
Ozark,
some Fuji.
for
You
Fuji
buy some
water.
good stuff, some real
You
water,
yo,
and then
you
you gonna
buy
go
that for
back with
about 30
that
days.
trash stuff.
Right.
You'll be
Listen,
mad.
listen. I
Man,
ain't
you buy
paying that much
Fuji.
money for some water.
Listen, if you
I'll
buy
never try it
Fuji, if
unless
you buy
somebody else buy
Fuji, you thinking you drinking some holy water
Listen.
compared to what you drinking now. I'm telling you, man.
If you buy Voss, and if you get that glass container and you start sipping on that water, you
It's
you fight
different.
folks when they drink when they drink your water.
Is that
Even
the water that man be?
I know you lying.
Is that is that the water that man put his face in? Is that the water?
oh, I know what you're talking about. No, that ain't that water, but that was expensive water too. That was sparkling water, I believe.
I think it was, yeah.
But I mean, you could buy something as simple as smart water. You start buying smart water and drinking it every day for about a month, and then go back and buy some Nestle. You be like, wait a second,
And go back and buy some Deerfield.
I
that
guess you
water
have to
different.
put yourself on a routine. I don't. I just buy whatever's cheap.
Well, see, it's just like your coffee. You know, I get a there's certain coffees I drink, there's certain creams I drink. You just want good quality, not
Yeah,
just the quantity. You
Yeah,
know.
you when you get older, the quality is very high on the list.
yep.
Because
We
see,
all the
everybody,
time. We
see, I get up
right now,
every
cause I didn't go back to the store. We ain't got but 5 bottles of water in there, and we ain't gonna have five. We gonna get some other day. Cause if I walk here with some Kirkland and some Nestle, she gonna be like, "Who gonna drink that?"
That's for guests.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
That's for Jonathan when he come over.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
ain't just,
Shit, we must
when
be
I
getting
tell
ready to
you
have a.
when I tell you I'm not that I'm fat because I eat, but I ain't particular on food. I don't care if it's off brand, name brand, this brand. I'll go buy the bag cereal if I really want some cereal, and I'll be okay with it.
I can't do it. I can't do it. You came
you,
in here with that big old bag of Frosted Flakes. I'm like, who gonna eat those? I need the tiger on my cereal.
I need the real Tiger. I don't need
and it's
no
not
Jim. I don't need
bougie.
no Jimmy the Tiger. I need Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, and it's not bouginess, but it goes back to like what we saying. Everybody out here work hard. Everybody out here should have expectations. We got our own standards. Shoot, enjoy it. I mean,
I go buy my $1 bottle of water and my expensive shoes.
Hey, and for you it might be shoes, cause I'm like the exact opposite on shoes. Like I don't care nothing about.
Are you at that age where you going to buy them walking shoes from JCPenney or something?
Oh no, no, I'm
I
about
The
can't wait till I get to
Pacers,
that age. I'm at that age where I
Pacers,
buy the
New
same
Balances.
shoe every single year. I buy the all black Under Armours. Every single year, I buy me a brand new pair of those. I just rotate. Every single year, my kids think I'm a fool. They said, "Why are you buying the same shoes again?" Because I know what I like now. Why change it up? Like every once in a while, I see a discount. I get like a gray pair. I might get a blue pair. Every single year, I got a black pair.
I got 4 pairs. Like you said, I just bought 4 pairs of black and white Under Armour shoes. And just rotate them out every other
Yep.
day, and just happy. I ain't trying to buy no Jordans and all this stuff. Man, I'm good.
Yeah,
And
I
Them
ain't,
and
I
my
ain't wore a
boots.
pair of J's in a long time either.
That's what I'm
And
saying. Them and my boots.
don't let me catch them on sale. If I catch them on sale, I'm getting me a couple of pairs.
Somebody brought me a white pair today of one of them. And I said, appreciate it. Just throw it in the bag. I just
Good to go. You ever had to dress up? You put on the white ones.
I know what I like. All my
I
clothes
know.
match this right here. I don't got to worry about my outfit because I had to match my shoes. Because these shoes go with just about everything.
Everything.
Now I ain't got
That's
that
wisdom, though.
bad,
That's not
Jonathan, but
old. That is wisdom.
I'm a Puma guy, and so I got every style of Puma you could think of, but they just Pumas. I got some Pumas. I had them on the other day. They were like DJs. No, they Pumas.
Right. Crazy thing about Pumas is I pulled out my closet a couple months ago some Pumas I had from 2006, 7, something like that. They was in the closet. Finally threw them away because they just been
That's,
up there.
that's some good shoes. You throw away, nothing wrong with them.
I'm talking about these with the long Pumas, the long ones, the
Johnny
ones
said,
that crossed over.
I do nothing but Jumpman and J's nowadays. I don't fool with that peasant stuff.
Size of
Why would I step out my Charger in some Pumas?
no
When my
match.
feet hit the ground, they see the J's.
You know,
J's and
Treat it like
forces, huh?
Christ.
I have J's.
How many
I
pairs of
do.
J's you got?
I have J's. However, I do buy a lot of my dress shoes from Sheen and Temu, actually. So that's mostly what I wear to work. I do wear the J's sometimes, but I wear a lot of my dress shoes and stuff from Sheen and Temu. Which they probably gonna be higher now if this 200% tariff be charged on them.
Extremely
But
high.
that's what
Look, the tariff
that's,
be look. They might be high. You be lucky if you get them.
You're gonna pay for them, get them 6 months from now.
Yeah, man. That's what it is. We all get a little older. We all have our little things that are little. What do we call them? Perks, quirks. Yeah, quirks
do
that
you feel like do y'all feel like y'all have got more ornery since you turned older?
I always been,
Well, it's beside Taylor, like the
I
rest.
always maintain a good character. I
Yeah.
always operate in excellence,
I've been honorable all my life.
except
I've been
a couple of
holding
years in college.
those. I've been learning female names and everything all my life. I'm respectful. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I've been using my eyes, not my hands.
Ask permission first and all kinds of stuff.
Know what I'm saying? She say no, I know when to stop. All my life. Now, but what you mean by honorable? What do you mean? What do you
Ornery,
mean?
meaning more quickly angered, or
What?
more frustrated, or more adamant about certain stuff going a certain way.
Oh,
Quick
you talking
temper.
about
That's what you
hard head.
asking. Do we have a shorter fuse?
Shorter fuse, and you feel like, so if something's not going the way that you think it should be, it kind of throws you off. Well, for example, if you was in your 20s, it wouldn't bother you as much. But now that you older, you're like, that really bothers me.
I think I'm more
Like
patient now.
for
Yeah.
example,
Yeah.
traffic, people driving. Yeah, it bothers me when people are on their phone because they can't really drive. And you pull beside them and you looking at them, they down at the phone doing like this, and realizing you're like, what is you doing? Like, move out of your way. And then, for me, I'm probably doing the same thing later on down the road. But but right now, I'm trying to get here, and you is on your. It was a lady this morning, I promise you. She was driving a blue camera, and I hope she sees this podcast. She was
Blue
pulling
Camry
down there.
with license plate LL7 123 1.
She
Keep
was
going.
driving a blue Camry going down 49, getting on I-20, and she had the whole lane slowing down because all on her phone she was doing this. People were just going around her. She was just scrolling on her phone. And I don't know if that lady ever realized she came over the lane a couple times that she was really holding up traffic, doing what she was doing.
You
So
know what?
then,
that doesn't bother me if I'm not just out and about, if I'm not in law enforcement mode. Um, because my thing is, I say to myself, they gonna kill somebody. They gonna kill me because I'm gonna get out the way. They gonna kill somebody. I saw this lady. She was good and 60, 70 years old, and she's on her phone. She stood at the intersection for a while trying to merge in. I realized I was trying to figure out what she was doing. She was trying to text. Now she's on the road and she's driving and she's just going back and forth, back and forth. She's trying to read the text that's just what you call. I said, I know she can't do this.
Yeah.
I know she can't multitask. I know she about to tear somebody's stuff up. So I just get around, I hit the gas and move on. I said, bless whoever behind me because they about to get it.
You can't blow at her and scare her. Then she really go.
You gonna tear something up. I can guarantee you she hit somebody that day. I know it. I wasn't the one she hit, but I know she hit somebody.
I think more, like you said, I'm not as angry as I used to be. That's probably the best way to put it. I became more patient and more wiser on certain things because certain things that used to bother me, I just wipe it off and move on by my business. But I just say being wise in certain situations. The older
agree.
we get.
I'm a lot more patient now than I was when I was younger. Um, I'm with JP, man. That a lot of stuff don't bother me. I don't even care. Folks be like, I don't never see you get angry because like that stuff don't change. Ain't no me. I ain't got time to be sitting around here huffing and puffing at y'all. I got stuff to do.
And you know what? I don't check as many people as I do I did back in the day. I let people be. Because these folks nowadays, when you say these kids are crazy. And because I'm in law enforcement, I know all of them have guns.
Yeah.
If they between the age of 12 and 17, 9 times out of 10, they got a gun on them.
I feel you. And I can't be risking my life over you smudge my J's.
Somebody bumped into me. I said, I'm sorry. I apologize. I stepped in your way. Have a good day,
Young thug.
YN.
YN. That's it. YN, baby.
My bad.
Blessings on you, brother.
I hope you have a great day.
If I'm getting into something, I know that I'm gonna take it to a level that they cannot match. But if I'm not in that mindset, man, you have a blessed day. I'm sorry for stepping in your way. You keep on going. Blessings on you, brother. But I have to be in that mindset because I know if I'm not in that mindset, I'm gonna get caught slipping.
Yeah. What about you, Jonathan? Have you quick tempered?
Sounds like
I ain't never really been quick tempered.
Really?
But
I ain't never been. I don't think I have.
He had that long
say
pause.
quick tempered. I would say diarrhea at the mouth. No, we can say that.
What'd you say?
If it comes to your mind, it coming out your mouth. There was no filter.
You said diarrhea.
That's what it was.
I have a better filter now.
Yeah, that's good.
I do have a better filter.
I
think about some stuff before I see it. I try to word it better.
I can admit I didn't know how to curse until I met Jonathan.
Jonathan the sailor.
I ain't know what no curse word, boy.
I blame it on Willie.
He had to defend himself.
Exactly. Blame it on Willie. But I don't know if I'm more honored. It's a lot of stuff I'm just over. Like, I ain't no use going back and forth with it.
Yeah.
You come to me with some crazy. Normally I would say, nah, we need to do it. Whatever. I'm out. Do how you want.
I got you. Well, yeah, man. As we get old, we strive I ain't gonna
older.
say we old. I say we
Yeah,
getting
wise.
older.
We're
We
wise.
in our prime, man. We in our prime. I don't know
I
about
don't
you.
know. It's three of us in here with a lot of gray hair, and JP probably has some, but it probably in his cat leak.
He just
Man, I
straight
don't know
called
what you're
out my
talking about.
cat
Gray
lady.
hair, that's wisdom. Like, you supposed to get that.
Yeah.
You know,
We
we still
we get
going uphill. My pastor say you ain't got to worry about going down here until you get 50. Well, we still going up.
We still
between me, you, and Taylor. We got a lot of gray going on right now. We got a lot of gray.
That cause we choose to.
Oh, we can do some just for men.
I mean, you can fix that.
I look like a whole fool if I throw some just for me in my head.
I know I would. That stuff wouldn't it be black for one day.
My hair grow fast too.
I got
I got
time
a
for that.
haircut last week.
Yeah.
But see, that what killed me with these dang kids. They holler, go puff out, you about 55, 60.
That's disrespectful.
Straight disrespect.
I pray, ask the Lord, I hope I get that far, but I ain't 55, 60.
You know, the kids are different. They would ask you questions and say stuff to you that we would have never thought of saying it to people when we was their age.
I would defend the young folks on that. Yeah, we did. We said it. We just knew who not to say it to. And these kids the same way. They know who not to say it to. They say it to the
No, they
people.
know or not.
They do.
They might try it that first time. They might not know how not to say it again
We
to that
had
person.
folks, y'all. We went to school with folks that said stuff to the teacher. You be like, I can't believe they said that.
Yeah, now them folks got kids that do the same thing.
Yeah.
Nah,
So
worse.
it,
Not
it ain't no
worse.
different. We were doing the same stuff.
We didn't cuss out the older folks though. I don't remember nobody in my class cussing out the older folks. These young folks don't care.
And just cause
And I ain't talking about just the younger high school people. I'm talking about kids like elementary kids. They don't care.
we see that stuff now because of social media.
Because our his parents our age that's publicizing it.
I know because social media now. If you clothesline your child in Walmart, you probably gonna be on Facebook. You know, back when we were little, you close your line your child on Walmart, that child just be on the floor.
You got everybody clapping right beside you. They saying, "What took you so long?"
So, that's the difference now. As soon as you do something, the first thing everybody want to do is pull out the phone. Make sure you go viral. Back then, you clothesline a child back then, and the other mama might drop the elbow.
Tag team. Let me get some of that. Come on. Pop.
You know what I'm saying? They happy because you hit your child, they look at their child, and don't you ever in your life.
I wish you would.
You will be down there with them.
Going back to something I see that Karen said about the food, and something that JP said about gout. I found it's some stuff I can't eat like I used to, like spaghetti. I can used to eat spaghetti, make it on a day, and eat it all week long. I eat it after 2 or 3 days. I get a tangle in my feet, a tangle in my toe, because the gout is about to flare up. And I didn't realize spaghetti make my gout flare up until somebody was like, that red sauce, and the tomatoes and the ground beef, all
Full of
that.
acid. Full of acid. You let that stuff build up.
Yeah. And that hit me the other weekend. And I took all kind of pain pills just so I can put on a church shoe so I can go to church.
Yeah, the acid hit different. Gout. Was that acid reflux and heartburn?
Well, I already had acid reflux and heartburn. I think I really been old before I got old.
We've been telling you that for the past 15 years. We've been saying this. I'm amazed. You just now the light bulb just popping on.
Just popped on.
You haven't been joking.
Hey,
it's not been. Let's get out on key. We speaking truth.
We've been observing the whole time.
You been in denial.
That's what it sounds like.
So going back to the original first question, I might just be 10% in a crisis.
10.
10%.
Woo.
I'm glad you
John,
can get some of it.
you've been buying stuff you didn't need since freshman year. T-shirt machine, embroidery
Wait,
machine.
wait a
That's
minute.
why I said, that's
The
why I
man
said
that got
10%.
full. He got full please dreads and braids and stuff now.
That's why I said 10%. I get it.
I
Went
take
from
it.
went, went from clean cut to dreads and just grew him at 38 after he made that fall.
Long
After
hair
he
don't
made the
care.
fall at the church, but them bitches was at. Now he
Yep.
got dreads and
Hey,
covered
you
up with
know,
polos and
That fall changed my life.
you
saw
saw
the
flashing
light.
for your eyes.
That
I'm
fall
locked up in
changed
that
my
house for
life.
those days. Johnson, I gotta live.
Ain't got
I
but
can't.
one life.
That fall changed. That fall changed my life. It really did.
It did. It really did. Well, I mean, when you had the surgery, I mean, you literally couldn't do anything for 6 months.
2024 was a hell of a year,
One way or another.
one way or another.
I feel you, boss. Well, all right, guys, man. We appreciate everybody taking a little time to kick it with us. We've been all, like always, a little over an hour. So, before we go, anybody want to leave anybody that might be watching that's not quite 40 or not, but headed that way? Y'all want to leave them with anything?
When you get to this age, some things work, some things don't. Some things hurt, some things don't. And what I found out, if it don't hurt, it don't work, and if it work, it don't hurt.
Yeah,
well,
whatever.
well, I would like to lighten it up just a little bit. I'm gonna put a
It's the truth, Taylor. It's the
I'm
truth.
trying to put a little positive energy into the atmosphere.
Oh, Taylor. Don't act like you just popping up in the morning time when you get out of bed. Think about it a little bit now. You don't just get up. You got to really think before your feet hit the ground. You don't move like
you
you
don't
used
roll
to.
out the bed anymore. You
You don't roll out. I
you gotta
sleep with a
pray.
C. I sleep with a CPAP machine now.
You gotta pray before you step out. You gotta say, Lord, make sure everything is working properly before I put my feet on this ground.
Because you don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
But you know what? Now I lower back pains. If I work out hard at the gym, I can't work out hard anymore. But
Yeah.
if I had to go a little bit more, a little bit extra, my lower back would be locked up for at least 2 or 3 days.
Oh, wow.
So
So define your workout hard. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you call your hard workout?
a hard workout. Now I do self defense. I do Krav Maga. So I don't lift weights anymore. If I go back to lifting weights, and if I say, hey, and I love lifting weights, but I can't lift weights anymore, not like I used to. If I do bench press, if I do squats, if I do any kind of just single push pull type motion, it hurts my lower back, as in it locks up my lower back. And the next 2 days, I am like an old man bent over.
Mm.
So I have to stretch hard beforehand, and I have to stretch afterwards.
Okay. Stretching is good. JP?
Yeah, that's about it. I do a little bit more stretching and a little bit more drinking of proper fluids, water, water, a lot more water in my life. Um, like I'm serious. Like my auntie really did. She really did call me, and she kind of put some things in a different perspective. But we actually got some family members going through the same thing in reference to a midlife crisis, and understanding when you get to the point where in life you either kind of looking in the past and saying I wish and not trying to go get it, or just saying this is where I'm at. Let me go ahead and enjoy my life. And either way, neither of is wrong unless especially if you're able to do it, especially doing it in the right way. So I mean, we only got one life to live. Enjoy it the right way, and as long as you do stuff the right way, right gonna follow you. So, I mean, some people do go out and just say, "Hey, go buy me a truck or Challenger or change wardrobes and all that good stuff just to look cool and hip." Buy brand new glasses and stuff.
I got an app for glasses. I buy them off the app.
John, what nobody talk about you?
That fella jumping up, throwing blows. That fella got up out of his sleep. He was nodding out. What?
I have felt the attack since 9:00 this morning when I got the text message about you. So I'm always on self-defense.
I would say, embrace the age. Don't worry about midlife crisis. It may be a house, a new wife, a new job, or it could just be peace, purpose, and people. But whatever it is, do it to your fullest and be happy with it. So, with that being said, y'all ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. Peace.
How many? So you have to live that life. But as far as the music and the artistry, like it's understood. Like you might be singing a song that's been remade 10 times. Like you didn't write this song, but you did your thing with it. That's understood. Right? But the rap is like you got to write your own raps. You got to be out here in these streets. You got to be with these people. So I mean, I don't know, that's just me.
I think that the whole Drake comment, as in they said we were saying that gangster rap is different. We can't put gangster rap on the same line as Drake, and Drake is different, and that's why he's been successful as he is. But I think it goes back to the fact that Drake had a mentor, someone to direct him in the game, and I think the fact that he's successful, the way the level of success now is because of that mentor. Somebody when he came in guided him through where he needed to go. And now he's not in that same ball field as the other ones because he had that mentor, somebody to guide him, to show him, hey, don't do this, don't do that, because if you do this, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.